Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to see you here. I'm doing a special episode today. It's been pretty terrible with the storms coming through here. We had a tornado the other night, so I wasn't able to get out on the boat. But I have been seeing a lot of debates, questions about the audio. So I'm going to do a little detailed review on 3 companies I think you should consider for your boat's audio system today. Now, granted, I don't go into big detail, and I know that there are many factors that incorporate into picking your audio. And if you are that person that knows about frequencies, ranges, ohms, decibel levels, stuff like that, if you're that deep into it, I'm sure you're not here to watch my video on a guidance for which speakers you should use. But today I'm going to do it for us general people that have not been installers or audiophiles like myself or anybody else out there that is. This is for the general consumers out there that really just want to know which speaker is the best bang for the buck. Which speaker should I choose and which one should I not waste my money on? So I'm going to go over it. I'm going to point out a few key details just to give you an idea of what you're paying for, your best bang for the buck, and what I believe you should go with. Now, again, I'm not paid for any of these recommendations. This is just my experience since 1998 and doing custom installs my whole life. But I do use the product I recommend today in my boat, and people are amazed by it. So here's what I got for you guys. I hope you enjoy it, and let me know what you think. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am gonna do a quick review of some marine speakers for everybody. Lately I've been seeing a lot of talk and a lot of opinions about what's the best product to go with, what should I put in my boat, what products last, and what's the best bang for the buck. Now, just to give you a little background information on me, I've been doing custom audio since 1998. I started in a local shop here, and I have done boats, jet skis, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, vehicles, trucks, and everything in between, motorcycles, etc. And I have had a lot of experience with all of these products. What I'm going to start with first is, by far, in my opinion, the best bang for the buck you're going to get with your audio. These speakers have great sound quality. I get asked about my system all the time on the water. I have people waiting at the docks for me sometimes to find out what I have. Now, again, everybody's audio system is going to be different. Okay, please have your system professionally installed and tuned if you do not know how to. Otherwise, you're probably wasting some money anyways, no matter what brand you go with, because without a proper tune, you are not getting the proper output of the audio or the clarity that you need. So, starting off here, we have the Skar Audio SK65Ms. I have 4 of these personally on my boat. Okay, I have 2 in the front and 2 in the rear. These speakers are only $99.99. Okay, you can find them on Amazon or directly from the Skar Audio site. I highly recommend that you purchase them from Amazon so that you may be able to get a return very easily. I have found out that it is hard to get a return with the actual company. It is a bit of a struggle, especially if you're outside their 30-day, no questions asked. Even if it's 33 days, which I ran into the problem with. But other than that, the quality of these speakers is phenomenal. I spray them down, fresh water at home every time I get done. No rust, no issues. They come with rubber gaskets for the install, and it's a great quality and sounding speaker. Now, for this $99.99, you're going to get 160 watts RMS for the pair and a 320 watt max for the pair. Just keep that in mind as we start going through these speakers between the DS18s and the JL Audio M3s and the JL Audio M6s, and just start to calculate the kind of bang for your buck you're getting. And Skar Audio is continuously tested on other sites. If you want to look on YouTube, they are underrated, just like JL Audio is also underrated in everything that they do. So just imagine what these speakers can do. And these are 6.5s. Now moving on to their 8s, I do have a pair of these on my boat as well. These are the ones that I replaced the center console speakers with. These are 8-inch 2A full range speakers. The 8s do put out a great amount of bass. I was gonna go with a 10-inch subwoofer on my boat, but after installing these 2.8s on the center console, I absolutely do not need a subwoofer. And I'm an audiophile, but it just sounds good and great quality sound coming out of the bass range on these 8-inch speakers. Now, these are also, again, not coaxial speakers. The tweeters are separate from the woofers, and that applies to the 6.5s as well, and actually will apply to all 3 brands of speakers I speak about today. Now, these 8-inch speakers from Skar Audio are $179.99. They have a 250 watt RMS for the pair and a 500 watt peak for the pair. Let's move over to the next higher up of cost, but there is some drawback with the DS18s. So if you start out here, these are their Hydro 6.5-inch speakers. These are the ones that are supposed to be comparable to what we're looking at for the Skar Audios and when you're looking at the M3 or the M6 versions of JL. Now these will run you $170 for the pair. They are a good sounding speaker, but my only drawback with the DS18s is for the pair, remind you that the 6.5s by Skar Audio for $99.99 are 160 watts RMS for the pair. With the DS18s, you're getting 100 watts RMS for the pair for $170. So $70 more and 60 watts less of continuous power that you'd be able to run on them before you would hurt them. The one good portion about these DS18s is these are the only ones that come with the RGB lighted backsplash on these woofers and tweeters. So with the JL Audios, the ones that I picked, I did not pick with the lighting because I wanted to keep the cost down for everybody to try to show you the best comparative we can, even though they're still almost 4 times the money for the speaker to be appropriate for the matching up of the power. So that is the good part about these. The bad part about them is you're not getting nearly as much power as you are with the Skar Audios, and you're paying basically the extra $70 for the lights. Personally, I bought an LED kit for my boat. I kept my speakers not lit, and that's going to be a personal choice. With the Skar Audio, you do not get lit speakers. They only focus on the audio portion. They do not focus on the RGB that everybody else is starting to trend to. So that is another one of those topics that may sway your opinion about which way you want to go. Again, DS18 is a good product, but for the price comparative to the Skar Audio, I just don't see it worth it unless you just really want the RGB integrated on the speakers. If you do, I highly recommend these DS18s over the JL Audio. You're going to save a lot of money and get a similar quality from the DS18s. Now this is their 8-inch speaker. I congratulate them on this one because they're doing only $199.95 on the pair and they're lit up. Now the problem with the DS18's 8-inch speaker is they are half the power of the Skar Audios. So where you're getting the 250 watts RMS, continuous power basically, for your Skar SK8Ms, you're only getting 125 watts RMS for the pair on these DS18's NXL8s or CF8s. Finally, let's move over to the JL Audio Marine series. So we'll start out with their 6.5-inch Marine series non-lighted M3, so their entry of their high performance speakers. These are going to run you $229.99 for the pair. Out of that $229.99 for the pair, you're only getting 120 watts RMS for the pair. Remember, the Skars are 160 watts RMS for the pair. And the peak on this pair is 240 watts, whereas the Skar Audios were 320 watts. So out of all 3 companies here, the Skar Audios do outperform all 3 for RMS ratings and peak power ratings. and they are also the cheapest. And comparatively to the JL, they're over half off the cost of the JLs. They are $99.99, where these M3s are only $229.99. I highly recommend people do not get the M3 series if they're going to go JL audio. If you have the money for JL audio, go with the M6 series. So let's move down to their M6 6.5 inch. Look at this price, guys. For their non-lighted 6.5 inch speaker, you are going to pay a whopping $439.99 a pair. So 2 speakers. Okay. To put that into perspective, you could get 8 speakers from Skar Audio 6.5 inches for the same, actually for less. It would still be less. So just to give you some perspective, that's how much these M6 series cost. Now again, these are their maximum performance speakers. They are very good quality. And like I said before, I do not knock JL audio. If you have the money to do this, I highly recommend going with the JL audio system. But you better expect to pay thousands of dollars. And if you're going to invest in that kind of system, I hope that you have it professionally installed and tuned. Now, it's going to cost you $3,000 to $7,000 for a JL audio system, depending on which route you go. And I've installed these for people. They do sound amazing. But let's be real, especially the people on my channel, we don't have $3,000 to $7,000 to spend on the audio system for our boat. So, comparatively, I am going to go with the Skar Audio, unless of course you wanted the lit speakers, where the DS18s do have the lit speakers for a decent price. $169.95 is a decent price. There's another company that I would recommend as well that I didn't go into detail on because a lot of people don't seem to be talking about them, but Kicker has a nice lit speaker set for marine as well now, and their head unit, which is the one you saw in my video, I have their premium head unit, is by far the best head unit on the market for marine audio. Hands down, it beats the JL, the M100, it beats the Rockfords, it beats the Wet Sound. It is like uncomparable. So check out Kicker if you'd like to. I just wanted to go over these 3 topics that we've been seeing all over the Yamaha pages. I've been seeing all over my local boating pages. This is just a good point of view from my preference as an installer, as a user, and as understanding bang for buck and price for sound quality. Skar takes it hands down. All right, you can't go wrong with Skar Audio. I've had them personally in my vehicles. I have it in my truck now. I have their component set with 212s under the seat in my truck. I had it on my Harley Davidson. I had 12 of their speakers on my Harley Davidson. And then I have them on my boat, and I also had them on a previous jet ski that I used, and I have not had any issues with the sound quality. If anything, most of the systems that I've been around that people had JL audio on, most of them don't even compare to my Skar Audio system. Granted, I am an installer. Granted, I do know how to tune, and I have the tools to tune through Steve Mead. But of course, there's been JL systems out there that have been louder and stronger than mine and sound better than mine. But these people are paying, this guy paid $12,000 for his system on his 35-foot boat. And I have under $1,200 invested in mine. So that's with the head unit, which, you know, is a $500 head unit. So I hope this helps people get an understanding of what they want to go for. Again, everything is preference based, everything is opinionated. So I get it. Don't bash me if you don't like my opinion. This is just my opinion. I'm just putting this out there so that I hope that I can clarify, you know, some price differences and what you're getting out of the products you're paying for, and is it worth the bang for the buck. I hope you guys enjoyed this session for this week. Please, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to post in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. I get my ideas through you, and I will do a marine amplifier as well, probably coming up next week or in a few weeks here, depending on if I get out on the boat or not. Because I notice a lot of people don't know the difference between Class AB amplifiers, Class D amplifiers, what's the best for boating, what kind of battery setup you need, what gauge wiring you should run. So I'm going to go into more detail for that. Audio seems to be a big thing. And if you guys don't like that, let me know what you'd like to see from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, let's get out in the water and have fun.